Hello. So today let's check big integers small trick. First, let's see what is integer data item. So if you want to store the whole number with values in the range of these numbers, then we generally use integer data type. So if we want to use any number less than this negative number and greater than this positive number, then we will use big integer. So I was trying to calculate some big integer based on two integer values. And got some error. And then I figured out some trick on how to use that big integer. So let's check that one. So first start creating a page with two integer values and one big integer result. That will be the multiplication of the two integer values. So let's create a page. So let's use any number that is in 80,000 series. And page type standard dialog. There is no source table required, so just remove that one. And then declare two integer variables. So I declared two integer variables. So if you are not aware, then we can declare same data type variables in the same line. We don't have to create multiple variables. And then let's use myInt, and the other field myInteger2. So we don't need any actions. So let's delete them for now. So let's create one big integer and add it as a result here. And then, so once we enter the values in myInteger1 or myInteger2, then it should calculate the multiplication of these two integers and show the result in this big integer. So let's create a procedure. Let's name it calculate big integer and pass two parameters. and within that the big integer equal to multiplication of my into 2. Okay. Now let's install this app and see how it works. Oh, yeah, we have to call those functions under the validation trigger. Let's add them. The trigger on validate. Calculate big integer and pass my int, comma, my int 2. So copy the same trigger here and paste it, and then install again. Now let's search for that page. Begin test. So here now we have two integer variables and result of the big integer. So as we said, so this is the maximum value that we can store it in a integer. So if we try to enter the greater value, then it will throw us error that it cannot, use that value in integer. So now instead of that, just multiply it with 2, then it should fall into the big integer range. So now we got this error message. So the arithmetic operation resulted in an overflow. So this is at least the basic understanding that I had. If we multiply two integer variables and that falls in big integer, then this should be fine and take care of it. But it didn't. So the small catch or the small trick here to store the multiplication of two big integers, two integer variables into one big integer is, so just create another big integer variable and just assign one value to it and just use that variable in the calculation. So it won't affect any output or result. It just multiplies with the two integer result. So now let's install this one and check how it works. Search for again BigInt test. Enter the integer value here and multiply it with 2. So now it worked. So as I said, the big integers, small trick is to declare a big integer and assign 1 to it and use that calculation in the program. That's it. Thank you all. Happy coding.